What's going on, bro? We want to say congratulations on congratulations from congratulating. Yeah, that's super awesome. Great news, buddy. Say congratulations, Sandra.
Congratulations!
You say it to them.
Congratulations!
That's awesome.
Congratulations!
Congratulations.
That's Ruby's third puppy.
That's right. Look.
This is our second take. The first take, Ruby barked through the whole thing, so we're trying again.
That's right. So, Gian, man, we wish you nothing but love and success. And we knew you were going to do great things. You're a very, very bright, very, very smart young man.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that you're going to be in a place where you're going to love your job and hopefully change the world, right? With the orthotics and all that other great cool stuff that you got.
And with all the compassion and love that you have in your heart. There's no doubt between that and your brains, you're going to make it happen, dude.
Your brains, you got smart brains.
And 3D printing.
And 3D printing. That's right. Bless.
Oh, and VR. Virtual reality.
Oh my gosh, we're so
into
hooked.
it now.
We're
So we
so
feel like
hooked
you're probably going to be like all up in it.
All up in it, bro.
Using that.
You're gonna use virtual reality like
to change reality.
Yeah, that's right. You're gonna do like Tony Stark did in all his movies. Right?
You could be the next Iron Man.
Iron Man.
That's right. He built stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly. He's gonna do better than the Japanese guy right now. Better. They got like a full body orthotics. Nuts. Controlled by your brain.
Oh, there we go.
You just gotta go like this. And you move. Move the whole robot.
You're constipated.
Anyway, do the robot. Ready? Do the robot. Do the robot.
This is Ruby's robot.
Do the robot. Do the robot. It's on. Do the robot.
It's a handbot.
It's a handbot.
Anyway, Gian, congratulations, dude.
Bro.
We're gonna check out the ceremony. Can't wait to see you shine, dude.
We'll see you tomorrow, all right? Peace. Bye. Say bye.
Hi, G.
What up, big dog?
We just want to say congratulations.
Congratulations.
We're so proud of you.
Word.
And we love you a whole lot.
Faux show.
Bye.
Peace.
Hi, my name is Suli. I'm Jack Carlos Sex's mom. I want to congratulate him on his graduation with double major in the engineering. I wish you the best of luck. I know God is going to continue to bless you in your future endeavors. God bless you all.
Gian. I just wanted to say congratulations for your job offer, and we're all really proud of you for getting through college and getting your education and being as successful as you already are. And we all think you're gonna get way more successful down the road, and we're all really proud of you for everything that you achieved and done, and where we all have high hopes for everything you're going to achieve in the future, and we're all really proud of you, so good luck.
Felicidades, hija bella, por completar tu maestría. Estamos muy orgullosos de ti. Te queremos mucho.
Felicidades, hija, por tu gran triunfo en tu vida. Te queremos mucho.
Congratulations, Yosita. We are so proud of you. You mastered it.
Hello, Giancarlo. I just want to wish you the best and congratulations in completing your 4 years. It was a struggle, and I know it was a lot of sleepless nights, but I knew you could do it, and this is just the beginning of a beautiful life path with great adventures. Mama loves you, and congratulations again. I love you, my boy.
Hello, first gen class of 2021. You're graduating! Let me offer some words if you ever doubt yourself. If they don't give you a seat at the table, bring a folding chair. Shirley Chisholm's words still ring true today. She was the first black woman elected to Congress. And to do that, she had to be a maverick. She challenged racism and all sorts of other obstacles to become a legislator. We can rise like Shirley Chisholm and be mavericks too, in whatever field we decide to pursue. We do that by challenging the status quo, daring to be different, and to do things differently. This isn't easy, it's really hard. But I know that today is a sign of proof that you can do this. You have what it takes. Let's build legacy, community, and rise together.
Good evening and welcome to our first gen graduation recognition program. My name is Inspirational Smith and I am so delighted to have you here today. I want to give you an overview of today's program. You will feature a slide that will show you in our virtual land, and I just want to take a moment also to say hello and welcome to those who are not only present here in person in McConomy Auditorium, but for those that are joining us in our virtual live stream. The beauty of technology is allowing for us to be able to celebrate in ways in which a year ago we were not able to do so. So today's program, we will have welcome remarks to be followed by university leaders' greetings. We will have a student speaker this evening, as well as the most important part of why we're here today, and that is the recognition of first-gen students and their families. I want to take a moment to say why this event is important. It was important for us to come together in order to celebrate family. And the student leaders from First Together thought it was important that we could not have another graduation event at Carnegie Mellon where we did not bring together our first generation students. For many of us, it has been a rite of passage. And I use the word us because I can recall my time as a first-gen student. We never spoke about my first-gen status. And what's been wonderful about our students and for Carnegie Mellon as a community is that we are celebrating the first-gen status. So at this time, I would like to bring forward Gian Sexus, who will be offering our welcome greetings from our student leadership. Gian is graduating with a Bachelor's of Science degree in Mechanical Engineering with an additional major in biomedical engineering and a minor in design. Gian has worked tirelessly to foster a climate of inclusion, serving in roles ranging from, let me list them for you, orientation counselor, origins ambassador, a member of the Spirit Racing System. Through Gian's most prominent role on our campus has been in serving as the president of First Together, which is Carnegie Mellon's first-generation student union. As a sustaining leader of this group, he has dedicated himself to bringing awareness to the first-gen experience. His voice and his commitment to being a mentor to others have been a hallmark experience for many students across our entire campus. We are a better campus community for his leadership, compassion, and commitment to equity and inclusion. So this week in the center, we will be highlighting graduating first-gen students on our Instagram account. In one of our interviews, we spoke with Gian, and one quote that stood out to me, I wanted to share with you this evening. Gian stated, "As a first-gen low-income student, graduation isn't just a ceremony, milestone, or even a rite of passage, nor is it simply about receiving a degree. To me, graduating from Carnegie Mellon is about leaving a legacy. Legacy for my family, my younger siblings, and for all of those who will come after me." Please join me in extending a warm welcome to Gian Sextus. He has not only left his mark on our Carnegie Mellon community, but cultivated a legacy of empowerment for first-gen students. Gian.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you, Chanel, for the introduction, and congratulations to my fellow first-generation graduates. Vice President and Dean of Students, Gina Castellino, Vice Provost Amy Burkert, faculty, staff, families, and friends, both in person and virtual. I'm honored to stand before you today and speak on such a momentous occasion. This night, this ceremony, this very moment has been in the making for quite some time. Logistically, the seeds were sown about a year ago when Yosira and I fantasized of a ceremony commemorating the first-generation graduates of Carnegie Mellon, a ceremony especially needed by the first gens that managed to overcome a global pandemic. But really, this goes back even further than that. It goes back 2 faithful years to the founding of First Together. For those of you who may not know, there's never been an organization like First Together ever in the history of this university. Creating an organization for first gens on campus, honestly, it felt like some crazy dream. And yet here we are living that dream. I've had the honor and privilege of serving as the president of First Together these past 2 years. I can't say it's always been easy. When we started, the org didn't have the infrastructure that others have had years to build. We had to gather the resources, build the connections, create programs, and all the while we were still students. But having that blank canvas was exciting because we knew that the work we would do would set the foundation that would support Carnegie Mellon first gens for years to come. I actually quoted Randy Pausch once on this, saying that I, like Moses, get to see the promised land, but I don't get to set foot in it, and that's okay. And while that really was okay, it's really nice to be able to taste the fruits of our labor. Today, First Together is stronger than ever. We have made countless accomplishments, all as part of our mission to enhance the overall success of first-generation students at CMU. We've connected students with opportunities, professional, academic, personal. We've increased our presence on campus, spreading awareness and advocacy for the first-gen experience. We have built community, opening up a space where students can meet, share their experiences, bond, and collaborate over them. This space. First Together would not have come into being without the Center of Student Diversity and Inclusion. To the center, this ceremony represents years of dedication since its inception. Dedication from a team of amazing people committed not only to the commitment of to the success of First Gens, but the success of all students across campus, regardless of race, gender, religion, or creed. For undergrads, this would be the first cohort to have experienced center programs for all 4 years of their college experience. We have walked our journey side by side with the center, and I know that I'm not alone in saying that our college experience would not have been the same without it. I would like to personally thank some people: Sequoia Param, Sam Colavecchio, Rob Stevens, Zoe Levins, Chanel Smith, Bianca de Jesus. Thank you all for the incredible contributions you have made to the first generation students of Carnegie Mellon. You have left an indelible mark on my life personally, along with the lives of countless others. For all college students, graduation represents the hard work they put into their studies, into the essays, the problem sets, the projects, and exams. It represents early mornings in lecture and late nights up studying. It represents the self-discipline to get that certified college degree. But for first-gen students, graduation is so much more than a degree. I was once asked last fall, "What is your proudest achievement?" And without hesitation, I replied, "My impending graduation." I explained that as a first-gen, graduation isn't about passing classes or getting a fancy degree, nor is it simply a rite of passage. No, in just one day, graduation captures so much more than that. Today is about the love, the support, and the sacrifices made by our family and friends, those who, without them, we wouldn't be here today. It's about strength and courage to step into unknown territory, this uncharted frontier. Today is about the grit, determination, and perseverance that it took you all to see this through to the very end. It's about finding success even when it wasn't expected, and about turning nothings into somethings. This day captures all the trials and tribulations that you faced over all your years on this earth, and it captures all the heart and passion that it took you to overcome them. Because this right here, this night, this ceremony, this very moment has been in the making since the day you were born. This is our life's work. So if there's one thing the world can learn from first gens, it's just how important it is for your heart to be in the work. Thank you. It's now my pleasure to introduce Vice Provost Amy Burkert.
Thank you very much for those wonderful words, and they ring so true to those of us who've been in your shoes before, so it's really important. Good evening. As was noted, I'm Amy Burkert, and I have the honor of being the Vice Provost for Education here. On behalf of the entire Carnegie Mellon community, I'm delighted to welcome you to this inaugural first-gen graduation event. Being first is a familiar and hopefully now comfortable place for the first-gen graduates joining us here today, both virtually and here in person. I'm so pleased that many of your family, friends, faculty, advisors, and community advocates are able to celebrate with us. I'm also very grateful to be a part of this celebration. I have to admit, this is the first official in-person event I've been to on campus since March of 2020, and I can't think of a better way to begin my return. For those of you who don't know me, one of the reasons I'm so pleased to be here and share in your individual and collective success, and why I'm so passionate about and advocate for first-gen students and initiatives, is that I myself am first-gen. I have some sense of those distinctive journeys you shared, of other first-gen students, their families and communities, that they take to this important graduation milestone. And as was noted, it's so much more. I have to say, I still remember my own graduation from Carnegie Mellon over 3 decades ago, as if it were yesterday. At that time, we had a big tent out in the middle between Warner Hall and what is now the Cohen Center. I remember in this large crowd, seeking out my parents' faces. Their eyes were filled with tears of pride and joy, and they were smiling from ear to ear. Earning my degree was a joint accomplishment and a shared achievement. I did not do it on my own. My parents instilled in me the importance and power of education, and they, as well as my entire community, did everything they could to support me and realize the opportunities that they themselves did not have. For that and so much more, I will be forever grateful. I imagine this weekend, many of you will share in your own unforgettable moments. Savor the experience. Celebrate all you have accomplished yourselves, but recognize the impact of what you have achieved with those who have inspired and supported you throughout your journey. Thank you to all of the parents, family members, friends, teachers, professors, advisors, coaches, counselors, and community members. The list could just be endless, who've shared in our students' journeys. Thank you to the center team, who supported the vision of First Together, supported their success. Join us in celebrating our students' achievements, and may this be the first of many milestones we will celebrate with you together. As I noted earlier, this is the inaugural First Gen graduation event, and you, our inaugural graduating celebrants, deserve special recognition. Not only have you accomplished great things during your time with us, but together you helped us to build the foundation of the First Together community and program here at Carnegie Mellon. You were first in helping us to see what could and should be done to support and improve the experience of first-gen students on our campus. You helped us to recognize where there were gaps, where there were needs, and you helped us to empower each other to find the path forward. Somehow, thank you cannot adequately describe our appreciation, but hopefully the students' lives who will follow in your footsteps and have a better journey because of your work and commitment will be a fulfilling reward. We are now at an important crossroads. Your work helped us to take bold steps to advance our first-gen efforts. But having just been awarded a place in an upcoming national cohort of first-gen forward institutions, we now stand ready to continue to learn and grow and improve all that you've started together, recognizing there's more work to be done, and our hearts are indeed in that work. I invite you all to stay connected and look forward to seeing all you will do and accomplish. I hope our ongoing first-gen efforts will make you proud when you return and always remind you of the legacy you built. We are First Together today and into the future. Congratulations and best wishes for continued success, but most importantly, thank you. It is now my honor and privilege to introduce our Vice President for Student Affairs and Dean of Students, Gina Casalina.
Thank you very much, Amy. I have to say, many of the reflections that Amy shared, I find myself feeling really deeply in this moment. I've been on campus throughout the pandemic, but not with you. And although I got to do a few things at Carnival when a few students were around, I haven't been in front of a group so inspiring as I think about the mission of our education or educational institution here at Carnegie Mellon, and to stand at the podium and hear a welcome from Gian, who stood in the very place that Randy Pausch stood, to talk about breaking through brick walls, and to hear you reflect and share such an inspiring personal journey about your experience. It's beyond moving, and to do so and to be in this space after so many months of not being together in community, I wasn't sure if I could come up and do it without tears. So the tears may still come, but maybe they'll come when I sit down to listen to the inspiring words from our other student who is here to bear witness to her experience and to share that with us. And I have the opportunity to introduce her. So before I jump into introductions, I am just so delighted to be here with our virtual participants and those of you who could be here in the room with us as we congratulate you on your achievements graduating from Carnegie Mellon University. After what can only be described as a challenging year, you have perseverated, you've persevered, you've done both of those things. You've remained resilient in your focus as scholars and as student leaders. As first-generation students, you inspire me every year with your contributions to the CMU experience. It was so rewarding to see Jorge Alvarez up wishing all of you the very best as our proud alumnus who once sat in your shoes and was a founder of First Together. I cannot wait to see the accomplishments of what you will bring to your fields, your professions, to your families, to your communities. The world needs more Carnegie Mellon. It needs more first-gen graduates. It needs more problem solving with the ways that this group looks at the world. And I cannot wait. I join Dr. Burkert in not being able to wait to see what change you will make in the world, because we need you. And I hope that you've found your time at Carnegie Mellon has prepared you to go out and make a better world that we all deserve to share with one another. So as I said, I have the honor of introducing our student speaker for this evening, Yosira Hernandez. Yosira was selected by the First Together leadership to offer reflections about the first-gen experience at Carnegie Mellon. Yosira is a graduate student, was a graduate student, she's already technically graduated, at Carnegie Mellon University, who is finishing her master's degree in engineering and technology innovation management. Before coming to Carnegie Mellon, she obtained a Bachelor of Science in Mathematics and Computer Science from the University of California at San Diego. And I'd like to point out that before she was a Tartan and before I was a Tartan here at Carnegie Mellon, we both were Triton alums from UCSD. So we just had an opportunity to share a little bit of that shared background as we came in today. Yosira has worked in many technology and engineering companies as a software and systems engineer and is now gainfully employed post her master's degree and doing good work with Northrop Grumman. She's a passionate leader of minorities and people of color in STEM. She's been involved in the Society of Hispanic Professional Engineers and certainly here at First Together. I very much look forward to hearing Yosira's reflections this evening. Please join me in a very warm Tartan welcome and a First Together welcome for our speaker, Yosira Hernandez.
Thank you for that introduction. Good evening, Vice President of Deans Gina Castellano, Vice Provost Amy Berker, faculty and staff, friends and family joining us virtually, and the class of 2020 and 2021. It is my pleasure to welcome you to the first ever First Together graduation ceremony. Tonight, we'll be celebrating all of our sacrifices and accomplishments at CMU. This day will not just be about celebrating us, the students, but also the people that helped them get through this journey, our support systems. First Together graduation is aimed to celebrate each first-generation graduate's family in order to recognize that many of these students did not succeed on their own, but they were encouraged and supported by their families at home. They helped them reach this goal that they set out for themselves. Being the first in your family to go to a university comes with a lot of pride, but also a lot of hardship. You leave home for the first time to go somewhere completely new, where you don't know anyone, in hope of achieving your dreams. I'm sure you all remember applying to CMU. You had to do it all on your own, with no family to ask questions to, because you were the first. You had to make sure you asked all the right questions and received all the information needed for your application, crafting everything to make sure the committee was going to choose you. So you could stand out as a stellar student to join the elite group of students at Carnegie Mellon University. I remember applying to CMU and thinking, yeah, this school is out of my reach. I'm not getting in. Little did I know that CMU had other plans for me. Applying to school was one thing, but I'm sure you all remember the day you got accepted too. That was the first day to the beginning of this beautiful journey that will be coming to an end soon. It is a day where you felt all the hard work paid off to get into this school. Maybe you got emotional, maybe you did a happy dance, or maybe you were like me, running into McDonald's to get better Wi-Fi to see your status. Whatever your story is, I'm sure it sits with you still because you worked very hard to get here, to be able to call CMU your new home. The Center of Diversity at CMU provides a home, and for me, it gave me a home away from home. In order for me to find my place in Pittsburgh, being a SoCal native and a Latina, you strive to find your community and a place where you feel comfortable expressing yourself. I was worried about coming into a new school, new town, new state, and what it would be like. But during my visitation at CMU, I got a chance to speak with people from the center. They made me feel welcome and ready to take on the challenge that the CMU curriculum was going to give. First Together was an organization that became my community, fostered by other students who were similar to me. They were all trailblazers. They were all the first in their families to accomplish this feat, with no one to guide them or to help them along the way. To some, it might be considered a disadvantage, but for First Gens, it isn't like that. They see themselves as someone who will help the individuals that will come after them. I have two younger sisters, Jessica and Jaylene. I knew I wanted to set the best example I could for them and to show them that if I could accomplish this, they can also do it. I'm so proud to say that Jessica will be receiving her Bachelor's of Science this June, and Jaylene will be graduating middle school in June as well. It's a year full of graduations for my parents. As a daughter of two Guatemalan immigrants, I wanted to make sure that their sacrifices of coming to this country were worth it, to have her daughter become one of the few Latinas in this country to have a master's degree. I couldn't be more proud of the two of them and how far they've come and will go. Something Jessica mentioned to me recently stuck with me. She said that she was grateful to have had someone go to the higher education system so she can have all her silly questions answered that she was nervous to ask at school or to a counselor. That she looked up to me because I did it all alone. No matter what roadblock that got put in front of me, I conquered it and made it look easy. But that's what First Gens do. We all know it's not easy, but it's also not impossible. The reason I'm sharing this story with you all, the graduates, is because through all the challenges and hardships, someone is watching you, looking up to you as their role model, whether that be your sibling, your cousin, nephew or niece, daughter or son, maybe a neighbor. Someone is getting inspired by you, even if you don't know it. These students you see sitting here that have traveled near and far to achieve this feat, both virtually also, we had to endure a worldwide pandemic that took us to a whole new environment of learning, something none of us were prepared to do. We had probably thought that the hardest thing about this new journey was going to be moving to Pennsylvania, moving across the nation, going overseas away from our families, maybe having those sleepless nights in the libraries, or trying to wake up at 8 a.m. for a lecture. But we had to endure more than that. Class of 2020 and 2021, last year was one of the most unexpected challenges we could have had. We had to finish the first semester in solitude from home in Zoom University. We weren't given proper time to grieve what was going on or heal from it. Instead, we had to keep moving forward with our heads held high. That's what makes us resilient, though, and a very special graduating class. Take it in and enjoy it. This moment is for you, brought to you by people that care and want to see you succeed. It is a great feeling to be back on campus where it all started for this ceremony, where we can all come together and share this moment. Class of 2020 and 2021, know that you will forever live on to be one of the most memorable classes, with experiences no other class will have. Leverage it, use it, exploit it. But most of all, take pride in it, because it was a very difficult time, but we're here now. We made it. Now I'd like everyone at home watching, to our support systems, and to everyone here, to help me congratulating the graduating classes as they become the first person in their family to graduate from a university. You did it. We did it. God bless. Thank you.
So now it's time for us to recognize the achievements of our graduating students. And before I introduce the individual who will come forward to embody some of the support networks at Carnegie Mellon, I want you to know that this individual is someone in which the center sees as one of those trailblazers as well. So I'm going to invite Dr. Kevin Jarboe, who's currently the President's Postdoctoral Fellow in the Department of Social Science and Social and Decision Sciences, who will also be joining the SDS this fall as an assistant professor. Please know he's been a part of the center since our center's leadership team since our inception, and he joined as a graduate student. And that's the other part of us really having Kevin embody that for us today, is that we're here celebrating both undergraduate and graduate students. When you receive that first degree and you move on as a graduate student, you're still embodying that first. And today we are able to acknowledge those students who are undergraduate students, but also those graduate students who are first. Sometimes first generation students who are international students, who not only are you coming to a place like Carnegie Mellon as an immigrant student, but you're also a first generation student. So when we talk about resiliency, you are resilient and you make us so proud. So Dr. Jarboe, can you come forward? And I want to say that Kevin is embodying many individuals across the campus community. So when these names are read, typically pre-pandemic, you would be greeted by someone with normally a big hug of some nature. And that's the part that's sometimes difficult, I think, for us as a part of the center. And I will say, they embody not just the center. It is years and decades of alumni who have been first-gen students, to organizations that some of you may not know were a part of Carnegie Mellon. So I want to invoke the name that our Carnegie Mellon Academic Advising Resource Center, that was the unit prior to us evolving into the Center for Student Diversity and Inclusion, was the first in engaging this conversation. So when Kevin comes forward, he's embodying past staff and faculty members who were there in the beginning and the exception of this I'm First initiative that became First Together. So at this time, I will say, what is important here is that for students, this is a time of celebration. As my mother, I'll invoke my mother here because we're one of those families where we do bring the cowbells and make noise at these particular times. So my hope is that when your name is called, be you are a student who is currently in person with us here, I hope that there are those cowbells ringing in virtual land as we celebrate you. And this is a time where, unfortunately, when Dr. Jarboe reads these names, we're not able to create the stole experience for you by us placing that over you. It will be self-done. And so we're gonna ask, and this is truly the reason why we're here today, is for your family members to be able to see you individually and celebrate with you. And so what that means is that when your name is called, and this is for those in virtual land, wherever you are, I want you to know, we want you to stand, and those here in person, we want you to stand, and we want you to place that stole around your neck. And for those who may be fearful, I need for you to know that our lovely media services will be doing a close-up of you, all right? Because we want your family to see your face. And we want them to know that even though they may not be able to be with us tonight, or possibly even this weekend, that we want to memorialize this experience for not only you, but for them. For any student that is not here this evening, we actually are mailing your stole to you in order for you to be able to have that as a memento of the fact that you participated both in person and virtually in our inaugural First Gen ceremony. So at this time, I think Dr. Jabra has the hardest job of all of us, because we will be naming every student who registered for this event. Your name will be called. And so we want to hear this in this room, but also imagine what this is like for them in the virtual spaces. So I will put forth to my friends and colleagues and those families out there celebrating, we want to hear you when those names are called. So we want that cowbell to be ringing as this rite of passage happens. So Dr. Jarber, I'm going to call you forward and let you continue the ceremony.
Thanks so much, everybody. It's really my honor and pleasure to be here to hold this space, but to also celebrate this first class of the center. As Mr. Nell had mentioned, you all are the first class to come in with the inception of the center, and I think back on my own history of joining the center team as a graduate student, but seeing some of you all set your first steps on this campus, and to see y'all taking your first steps into the future off this campus, into the broader world, is like amazing to me. And it's a big reason why I have personally wanted to stay here at CMU, to continue to be surrounded by the brilliance from not just the trails you blaze, but that light that you've left behind, right? That legacy that Gian was talking about, these paths that you've broken, that Yusira was talking about. So again, it's my distinct honor and privilege to be able to celebrate this moment with you and your families. And again, as I call your names, please stand, take those stoles, drape them around your shoulders and necks, make sure to wave to your family. They'll be able to see y'all. Okay, so to begin, our first student is Moniolua Ariola Ariemo. Kirabel Akalilu. Tanya Leah Akumu. Kunal Ashok. Mehmet Aydemir. Victoria Bartolota. Policarpo Baquera. Giancarlo Borjas Giraldo. Tyler Joseph Brugman. Michael Cantalupo. Jib Chuno Taisawat. Siva Nagahari Devaparali. D. Ding. Cheyenne Amen. Amber Flavaris. Vanchika Gandotra. Danny Geimer. Ling Guo. Yosira Hernandez. Lawrence Huang. Nandita Jaya. Rebecca Jean-Louis. Shi Lee. Kate Liston. Meghanath M.Y. Adriana Martinez. Bridget Giasiwa Mensa. Rohit Nair. Tejas Anil Kumar Pandara Parambil. Sarah Perry. Sarah A. Petrie. Smeet Poladia. Kimon Pope. Shakul Ramkumar. G. Rim. Roberto Rivas. Giancarlo Sexas. Parth Shah. Sarah Shaheen. Murlidhar Sharma. Prasun Shrestha. Mandeep Singh. Siva Krishna Shushanth Somiseti. Mauricio Soto. Carlos Taveras. Yashasvi Tulchia. Nicole Leanne Weber, MD. Yue Shu. Sarah Ashley Yu. Shuri Zhang. Siyu Zhang. And Zian Zhu. Thank you, everybody. I'll bring back Ms. Chernell for some final words here.
So can we give everybody a round of applause again? It looks so great to see everyone in your red stoles with the Carnegie Mellon Thistle and First Gen grad. I will say to Gianna and Yusira, your dreams have come true. And what a moment to be able to share it with you. So before we end, I always think it's important for us to also recognize that we didn't get here by ourselves, which has been talked about a lot. So I would love for, no matter where you are, for everybody to rise upon your feet if you are able to do so. Raise your hands if you're able to do so. But I want everybody to stand up. And I'd love for you to be able to give a shout out to your support networks. I'm going to do a little countdown. All right, so that everybody at home and in virtual world will be a part of this, so that when we give our shout out, and our shout out is to say thank you, because I think the thank yous go across the world. So we're giving a thank you to our families who have supported us. All right, are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Thank you. Excellent. So lastly, thank you very much. So lastly, we wanted to also, beyond your stole, that we hope for those who are attending our university ceremonies this weekend, or no matter where you will be as we celebrate, that you are wearing those stoles to commemorate. But we also wanted you to have something else. And what we have for you is a certificate of recognition. And I want to read for you what the certificate of recognition states. It states, certificate of recognition honoring the sacrifice, hard work, perseverance, and dedication of your name as a shining legacy for your family, your community, and future generations who will be empowered by your achievements. We uplift you as scholars, innovators, and creatives who are truly first gen forward on this date, May 18th, 2021. For students here in person, as you exit, you will be able to pick up your certificate as you walk out of the space. And we would want you to be able to have that to take with you. For those in which we will be mailing your certificate and your stole to you, that many of you will receive by the end of this week, we want you to proudly display this. And this in part, the reason why I gave this certificate is because we wanted to also sometimes with our families and our supporters, this could be something that you give to them so that your mom or your dad or that auntie or that coach or that mentor has something with your name on it. And so this is something else for you to give because you've given so much, and it's a reminder of what you have accomplished, but accomplished with that support network. So finally this evening, before we leave, we wanted to give you some directions as well because we have individuals here to help commemorate your experiences. And so we want you to know as you exit, we will be exiting in the same manner in which you entered. You will be able to go forth out of the common room toward the Black Chairs Rotunda and even outdoors. And our lovely university photographers who have been commemorating today will take individual shots for you, photo shots for you to have. And we will be able to get those to you as well so that this will help you in commemorating as well. All right? And that's something we will also forward on to you. Yeah. Okay, absolutely. So thank you so very much. For anyone that is here, if there is, we will be able to get information to you. Thank you all so very much for coming and congratulations. Thank you again. absolutely. Sorry about that. We're going to call Dr. Jarbo. Give us one moment. We're going to call Dr. Jarbo back because I think we may have missed slightly one person. And so we want to ensure that we give you the time. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We are not leaving this space without acknowledging every student in this space. So cameraman, we want to ensure that that occurs. We apologize to you for that miss. So Dr. Jarbo?
Thanks so much. And thanks to the camera crew who spotted that, actually doing their due diligence here to make sure that everybody celebrates. So Mihak Goyal, please stand up and be honored. Okay, now please go forth and party on. Congratulations, everybody.
Thank you.